We should start here, but I'll answer this one really quickly. Would you put a press release URL from 2 to 3 big news sites to the money site? SameAs Schema. Okay, so would you insert press release URLs in SameAs Schema? Well, the only time I would do that is if I knew it wasn't going to be purged, because otherwise you know, it could be referencing a dead URL. What do I mean by that? Well, with press releases, depending on the publication, a lot of them will purge. In other words, they'll delete the press release after a certain amount of time. Could be 90 days, could be 60 days, it could be 180 days. I don't know what. It just depends on the publication. So if you're going to do that, I mean, you can do it, but I would only do it if you're going to be linking to versions of the press release, where on publications where they're not going to be deleted or purged from their system. That's the only time I would do that. Anybody want to comment on that?
I've never done it, never needed to. I don't. It's not yours. The same as is supposed to be your profile. As a matter of fact, your social profile. We extend a little bit to include the ad ID profiles, right? But it's everything that's part of our entity. It's not entity mention. Now, if there's a place where an entity mention is beneficial as a same as or as whatever, then I would say by all means go ahead and do it. But the way that we're doing schema right now, we just went over again. We just closed the entity part and schema of the Heavy Hitter Club series, and we're moving into an affiliate kind of over the shoulder that Rob is going to be conducting. But we went into that, and the way that we're doing schema, I mean, I just mentioned that this client where this is just applying schema, no on page other than JSON, LD plus JSON schema, right? So there are some press releases that don't get me wrong, right? But that's off page. There is link building, that's off page. It does have an SEO shield, the SEO power shield, of course, because why wouldn't we? Well, you would say because your shit doesn't work, Marco. So since it doesn't work, it's exactly what we do. It's exactly what we say in our battle plan, in our SEO battle plan, in the SEO shield. So everything off page except for the schema that was on page. And from that, guys, the results speak for themselves. People can say whatever they want, and they often do. But I would welcome them to put their money where their mouth is against results. If the bottom line is your client's phone ringing? Is your phone ringing? Are you making money? Is your client making money? That's the bottom line. Nobody can say shit about that, okay? So on that schema, the way that we set it up works just fine. You can try it, you can test it and see whether you get better results. But like once you get to like number one, what's better than having the top spot? And you can't get better than that.
Yeah, the featured snippet maybe, right?
Sure.
Yeah, so, and to kind of reiterate what Marco said, I agree with that. Press Advantage, because we use that so much, you get an organization page, which would be your own profile on the Press Advantage domain, right? Or the project's profile essentially. And see, we use that in SameAs Schema because that is your branded profile on the Press Advantage platform. So that to me is a better option for SameAs than linking to an individual press release, right? Where press release is a mention perhaps of your organization or company, but it's not necessarily like your profile on that publication. It's just a mention. So I agree with Marco. I would probably not even bother linking to press releases from SameAs Schema.